Hi, welcome back to the Jonesstead. I'm Mary, and today I wanted to talk to you about how to take one of these and turn it into one of these using one of these, an egg incubator. So I purchased the incubator that I have. I bought this one. I was looking to be for another way to be more self-sufficient, and so I purchased this on eBay, not on eBay, I don't know why I said that, on Amazon, and it was literally, I didn't want to spend a lot of money. It's the WJ Day, I guess is what it's called. But it's actually worked really well. I went and looked up, as I said, I like to go on YouTube, and I learned a lot and saw different videos on how to hatch eggs in the incubator. And so I purchased this, and then this little girl, I think it's a little girl, I'm not sure. She was born, I had 5 hatch, all 5 of them hatched within 24 hours a week ago today. And this one is earth, and then the other ones are wind, fire, firecracker, and what is the other one's name? Justice. That's right, Justice. So, and they're all really cute. And when you do incubate eggs, number one, your hens don't need a rooster to lay eggs, but they do need a rooster to have fertilized eggs. So you want to make sure you have a rooster, and it's kind of a game of chance. You kind of keep an eye out on the activity level in the coop, and see what's happening, and pick eggs that you think may be coming from the hens that in my case it's Rocky is the most active with. So you take the eggs, and they say you want to put them in the incubator, you can do it within 7 days of bringing the eggs in. I like to do it within a day, or within 2 or 3 days. And with this particular, I'm going to set you down, okay? For a little bit. I'll make you extract to all your buddies. So this incubator, you plug it in, and it has your settings for your temperature. And a lot of the incubators, they all have different bells and whistles. Some are more basic than this one. This one's pretty basic. This one does not have a humidity level reader, but it does have a temperature, so you can make sure you're keeping the temperature correct in the incubator. And so when you're putting your eggs in, you have this tray, and you put your egg in, and if you have, for example, duck eggs are bigger, so you can move these to have bigger spaces for the slots for the eggs. And then, so you put your eggs in here, and you want to put water in for humidity just in the middle channel, at least for this type of incubator. And then you set your temperature, and I set it at 101. And something that's really important with this, because this will turn the eggs for you, but you have to make sure, let's see if I can get it in here, that this knobby thing is in that slot right there. I'm not doing a very good job of showing you all this. Better angle this side. See it right there. And that'll push, what that does is it'll push, who escaped? It'll push these, or it'll rotate the eggs so that your eggs will turn. Come here, you, what are you doing? The Great Escape. So the eggs must rotate, otherwise that way everything's able to circulate. I've had, my success rate is I've had with the amount of eggs, about a 50% success rate with the eggs that I put in the incubator. And hens take 21 days. So you set them in for 18 days, you go into what's called lockdown period. And that is when you add humidity, you increase your water levels so that the humidity level increases in the incubator. It helps them break through the shell a little bit easier. And also when you go into that, you want to take this out, because you don't want the eggs to be moving around. You don't want them rotating anymore. And Earth and the rest of her crew, they all hatched on day 21 like clockwork. Which I think I heard her chirping at 2:30 in the morning on the Saturday morning. And then by the evening, Saturday night, they had all hatched out. And then I usually, if I've got other eggs that haven't hatched, I'll give them a day or so. And sometimes the chicks will try to get through, start pecking through the shell, and then they just don't make it. And some of the eggs end up, you realize they weren't fertilized to begin with. And there are videos out there about candling eggs, so you can see as they go through the process if they have been fertilized. So it's really interesting. And some of the things I've read, and again, this is just my experience, I'm not an expert in this, but I wanted to share what I've done and what has been successful. Is, you know, some of the things I've read, they suggest when the chicks are hatching, once they've hatched, to leave them in the incubator for up to 24 hours. Well, from what I've done, as soon as their feathers are dry, you do want to wait until their feathers are dry. I like to pull them out of the incubator. I put them in the brooder. I do use a heat lamp, but I have a really good cover, a mesh cover protecting, so the heat lamp can't fall in. And I monitor it very carefully, and I only keep it on if somebody's home, and I turn it off at night. And I keep it on the first couple nights for them. But, you know, these chicks are actually pretty tough cookies, and so they can handle a lot. They don't need to be babied so much as some of the things that I read. Something else that's really important with the little ones is, and it's not glamorous, but you need to make sure, check on their backsides pretty regularly about the first week. Because what can happen is that their doo-doo gets caked, and then they cannot go to the bathroom, and that can kill them. So that's just a little something to keep in mind. And the one more thing I'll add, and it's been interesting because I was surprised how many people have asked me what the chicks eat when they first hatch. And what they usually don't really dip their nose in their water dish so that they can, they know the water's there. And you buy starter feed and put it out for them. But really, they don't usually start eating for a couple days. And but they just eat starter food. You don't have to feed them with the eye drop or anything like that. So anyway, I hope you find this helpful. And as far as incubating your chicken eggs, and then one more little tidbit, the duck eggs take 28 days. So if you desire to do duck eggs and chicken eggs at the same time, start the duck eggs 8 days earlier, 8 days or 7 days ahead of when you put the chicken eggs in. Right, Earth? So again, that's kind of been my experience with using the incubator, and so far so good. And this is the second batch of 5 that we've hatched. We've also hatched 2 ducks with it. So hope you find this helpful. Have a great day. Look forward to talking to you again soon.